Scorpio, last but not least, I'm your Empress Divine. You're watching Empress Divine Channel, and I channel messages straight from Mother Universe and Father God in unison down to the Divine Feminine only. Because those who do not identify as feminine and who I do not consider masculine continue coming to my channel with that bullshit. I channel for Divine Feminine only, okay? Alright, so this is the Saturn and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn series of readings. And I just wanted to just pay some respect to the bigness of this transit, because it gives us shifts, energetic shifts, and shifts in our patterns and our ideologies and everything that we just know, period, in the 3D world. It shifts us so much that it changes us for a lifetime. The last time we had an exact conjunction of Saturn and Pluto was, I believe, like 500 years ago. So for it to be exact the way it was on January 12th is a very big thing. And it is very profound in a way that will affect us for a lifetime. Now, pay attention to the events that happened from December 2019 to February 2020, because these are influenced by the energy of this conjunction in Capricorn. Where can you be more disciplined? Where can you be more consistent? Who in your life may be trying to control what it is that you do, or who may be trying to take your attention off of yourself flourishing and keep it tied down to them? These are all things that are happening at this time for you. And you have the Goddess Guidance card, Mother Earth. It says you are called upon to help with environmentalism. So Scorpio, you are an influencer. You influence people. I don't mean just social media influencer, even though that applies as well. You influence the environment around you. Your energy is very strong. People can feel you when you pull up. 50 black trucks gonna follow when I pull up. Yeah, they can just feel you when you pull up. They feel you when you're in the building. You shake ground when you walk, okay? The devil might, piss a little bit in his drawers when you come in the room. Scorpio, you just hold rank like that. Very high spiritual rank. When you're a divine feminine, of course. We're not going to speak on anything lesser. But yeah, divine feminine Scorpio, you shake ground when you walk, and you're here to do something, to give something to the world. I know my last reading with y'all, I was talking about somebody need y'all, as they always do. The mortals always need you, don't they, Scorpio? Poor mortals. But truly, like, you just have that mothering type of energy. Not saying that you old-fashioned or anything like that, or that you give off a mommy type energy, especially for the ones who are not interested in being a mother. You know what I'm saying? But you just have that. There's something about your energy nurtures people, and it just makes them want to do better and makes them feel supported. It's probably because you're so authentic, so genuine. If nothing else, you are that. So we have the Fool, the Magician, the Two of Cups. Your connections to others are highlighted here. The Seven of Coins. And the Nine of Coins. You have a clean slate, I feel, with people. Like, maybe if people saw you in a certain light, maybe years ago, or they felt that they knew you at one point, they're kind of realizing that they don't know you. They don't know you, and they're gonna have to put in time, effort, and energy to get to know you, to really be able to see who you are. Because at any given time, you can transmute any energy that you may be feeling, any harsh lessons that you may be going through. You can transmute it and create another facet of yourself that is even more deep and even more profound, even more insightful than what you already are. You are ever changing, constantly evolving. That earth there, the Mother Earth, being the mother of Earth, meaning that you are kind of like, you are in alignment with that energy of Earth, always changing, always evolving. A lot of evolution happens in the earthly plane. We are here to all transcend our souls. We go from, an energy a non-tangible energy into physical 3D walking, talking beings, so that we can live out our energy and learn how to transmute it and reconcile ourselves back to the source, back to oneness. And Scorpio, I feel like you have a very deep understanding of that. You understand that there's just always something deeper. There's always something more. There's always a little bit deeper that we can dig. There's always more depth than what most people tend to go to. And you're not afraid to go searching for the depths. You're not afraid to dig in deep and really connect with the person. And when you connect with the person, you really connect with who they are as a soul. You don't connect with their ego. You connect with the trueness and the fullness of who they truly are. So a lot of times when people are going through ego battles or are controlled by their ego, they may fall out of your life, or they can't really be around you a whole lot because you see clear through their ass. And that's uncomfortable. Okay, Scorpio, it's uncomfortable for somebody who has not done the work to secure themselves and be strong and proud of who they truly are. You know, it's hard for somebody who they know, well, they may not even know themselves, but some people know who they are inwardly. They just kind of still battle with being able to show that to the public. That's the ego battle. And then you have the ones who are still all the way asleep altogether. And they don't even know who the soul inside of them is. They don't even know the spirit from which they come. So all they are is an ego. All they are is a drone. All they are is an android. But we don't deal with them types, do we? Because they're the ones who always need something and have nothing to give and end up being leeches, and we don't want to be attacked no more, do we? So Scorpio, what I'm talking about here is the people that they do know who they are, but they just can't show it. People who may have a rich inner life, but they have not been able to step outside of the door as themselves yet. So at their own house, or in close proximity to that person, you may get a whole totally different person than you'll get when you be around people with this person. And I know a lot of Scorpios, you be like, I don't like that two-faced shit. But a lot of times that's what it means when a person shows you something behind closed doors, but when they're around other people, they show you something different, or they act a different way. It's because they're not comfortable yet in themselves. They're only comfortable around you because you are the spirit of authenticity. You are the spirit of being genuine, of just being raw and real with people and loving and accepting that raw and realness. Like, you don't mind darkness. You don't mind deepness. You don't mind, the tragedy and the trauma that people have come from. That doesn't scare you away, but it scares them. So they're going to pack that shit up and they're going to cover it up and they're going to try to make it seem like everything is cool. And I mean this anybody, family, friends, co-workers, associates, people on social media, any way that you relate with other people in any way in this 3D realm, people will cover it up because they're not comfortable. And then some may even come to distrust you because they think you're going to somehow make fun of them for it, or they think you're going to try to expose them, and they're not comfortable with vulnerability. People will find a way to fight with you about it when you ain't did shit, when you ain't had no parts in making them feel bad in no kind of way, when you haven't done anything to them, when you have been nothing but true and genuine to them. They'll find a way to resent you because they just resent their genuine selves, or they resent the fact that they've showed their genuine selves to somebody, but they're not completely ready to be their genuine selves. So now they think that you look at them like a fraud or like a fake, and some of you may, because you may not completely understand it, but I'm helping you get your life right now. Everybody is not a fraud or a fake. Some people are just uncomfortable being their vulnerable, genuine selves on a public stage. They're not ready to connect their genuine, raw self with everyone else. They're only comfortable with it with you. So I think it's very important that you are able to comfort people and let them know that you don't expect them to, how should I say it? You don't expect them to hold you to any different standard just because you've seen who they are truly on the inside, because you're not going to treat them any different. they don't have to, let them know that you don't feel like you have to try to fix them in any way, or you don't feel like you are better than them in any way just because they've shown you a vulnerable side of themselves, just because you've seen a weakness. Let people know that you don't use that against them. I think that's the biggest thing that's coming up here, because I think the Saturn and Pluto conjunction for you, Scorpio, is all about perception. So people may perceive that if you know a weakness of theirs, you'll use it against them. Or if you see their vulnerability, all of a sudden they're not as valuable to you anymore. And I think it's important that you just kind of let it be known. Not that you're trying to prove anything to anyone in particular, but kind of just work on shifting your energy to a place where people can know that it's okay for them to sit in their true and authentic, raw and real selves around you. That you don't use that against people, that you don't hold it against people, that you don't think you're better than them just because they have traumas, because we all have traumas. And I think that's where the mothering energy kind of comes in, because you can just sit down raw and real with somebody, you know? Like, it ain't many people that you can just go barefoot and sit on the ground with, or walk in somebody's house and they ain't got no furniture and they, you know, making ends meet as best as they can, but you still don't judge them. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this world where everything got to be glitzy and glamoury, and everybody got to have the best of the best, or try to put on like that on social media, when that's not really what the case is. I think it's just really important that you show people that you're a person, or spiritual person first and foremost. Like, you understand people on a spiritual level, and all of the physical things don't really matter that much. Because really with this conjunction, I think that people give you more power than you actually have, Scorpio. And not saying that you're not powerful, but they get so caught up in their heads like, oh, Scorpio can see through me, let me stay away from Scorpio. You know what I'm saying? Like, they giving you more power than you really have, or than you even care to have. It's like, I don't even care enough to be trying to, you know, read you like that. Like, you can just be yourself around me. You can chill. I think of the water signs, Scorpio is very earthy. Scorpio, I think, is the earthiest water sign. But, you know, some people may beg to differ. But that has been your individual divine feminine reading. Take that how you will. And I think you have more power in that you let people know that you don't use that power to see through them, over them. And now we'll get into your love space. Scorpio, what's going on in your love space? What's happening? Scorpio, love during the Saturn-Pluto conjunctive influence. Scorpio, love. Four of Cups, Scorpio, love. Okay, for a while, something wasn't going the way you wanted it to go. It may have been getting kind of boring for you because you kind of had really high hopes for it. Yeah. But there's a sense of defensiveness coming up here. Let that shit go. I just think it's somebody else who showed you a little bit of themselves, and then they drew back in, and you were ready to go to the next step, and they're not ready to go to the next step yet. Because of some old patterns, old issues or whatever. So they are defensive. They are defensive about their wounds. They're defensive about their shortcomings. They're defensive about their flaws. As if you don't have any. Or that could be you, Scorpio. Take it how it resonates. I think that's something that you need to address. It's something that you need to address just straight up. You may even have to pull it out of a person. Or just maybe blitz them, catch them off guard, and address the situation, address how things are kind of slowed down and are not what they used to be, or are not where you thought they would be going. how you may be feeling a little bored. But also let them know that it's not because there's any shortcoming on their part, it's because they're failing to present themselves fully in the relationship. I think you've led by example, Scorpio. You've led generously by example. You wanted to do things the right way in the relationship. You gave pure of yourself. And you had high hopes for it. But again, it's just like, I don't know, at some point things just kind of stalled and they've been in a state of stagnancy ever since. And you were like, no ma'am, I want to keep moving. Like, Scorpio wants to feel the bigness, the passion, the intensity. You want to get deep. You want to keep diving. And the person is just like very slow to follow that much pure vulnerability. Very slow to follow that. Taking a lot of time. This isn't something that can be pressured. I do feel that eventually it will get to that place of, equal reciprocity and having the fullness and feeling fully satisfied and satiated by what it is that you're doing in this relationship or the person that you're in a relationship with. I do feel like you see a legacy with this person and the energy is definitely there, but this is something that will take a lot of time. It'll take a lot of time because I think this person is still very ego-filled. They still act out of their ego, and a lot of their ego has to do with finances. They just want to be 100% perfect before coming to you. I don't know if because they see you as perfect, which may be, kind of a nod to what I was just talking about. Let people know that you're human too, that you're spiritual, but you're also human, that you can get with them at any level, that no one has to be perfect to meet you. You'll meet them where they are. Because there's a whole lot of emotion happening here. The person has a lot of emotion for you. They just kind of are in a too cool for school type place. They want to stay cool. They don't want to show you what's really real, what's really going on underneath, even though you have such a nurturing energy that it just kind of pulls it out of them sometimes. And the more you pull it out of them, the more they're going to want to close up. The more love that you pull out of them, just like I said, that 8 of Swords came out, the more you pull out of them, the more you make them feel comfortable in that home, and the more you make them want to ease up and just chill and be fully themselves and in comfort around you, the more they clam up or the more they're going to stop talking. So you may have to just completely walk away from a person in order for them to get out of their heads, unfortunately. The Tower card being the breakdown, completely just a withdrawal, a quick boom. Just be like, all right, you want me to kind of get off your back? All right. They don't want you to get off their back, but at the same time, they're uncomfortable with you being so close to their emotions. It's like they don't want to fully commit to so much emotions yet. It's like I want to give you just enough emotion to make you happy and make you not want to leave, but I don't want to completely, fall into such a deep place. But you want it all. When you come for a relationship, you're trying to conquer everything. You're trying to conquer their heart, or at least that's how they feel. They feel like you just want to swallow them whole. So they go clam up in a Virgo and hermit type of state, overthinking, when it don't really even be that serious. I'm trying to tell you, Scorpio, didn't I say your energy, you shake the ground, like people feel your presence when you pull up. It's just strong, and I feel like the only way that you can kind of temper that energy of yours is to just back off a little bit. That's the only way to just, be like, all right, man, deuces. No matter how much you feel for a person, you kind of just have to hold it in and kind of just duck off for a bit until they're ready for it, until they're ready for the bigness of it, and then you can come in and be fully nurturing or whatnot. But I think the intensity of your energy just takes people a lot, especially people who are not as spiritually high ranking, or who are I don't like to say ranking, but who are as spiritually evolved as you, or who are as comfortable with authentic soul life or soul living as you. It take them a little bit, because people be so used to fake. It take them a long time to get with the real. I don't know, it be deep. It be deep. But somebody, they feel for you, they care for you. But right now it's just, I think you're in a place where it's getting kind of boring. So you may find yourself just kind of thinking thoughts about, maybe exploring other options, or maybe just dating for fun, or doing something that's fun for you in the meantime, because they don't even 100% feel comfortable around you yet. And it ain't because you've done anything to make them feel uncomfortable. It's because the intensity of your energy, and they know that they're going to have to be 100% with you. And I don't think they're ready to be 100% with you because they don't feel good enough. Make yourself more personable, I guess. Don't downgrade yourself, but definitely let it be known that you are a person. You know what I'm saying? You still understand the highs and lows of living. There is nothing that you don't truly understand if people would just talk it out with you. Communication is a big thing. Let that be known. If they can't get with that, then just, kind of chill on them. Just kind of chill out. Let them have their space while they get themselves together, and they'll come back around. All right. So Scorpio, that has been your Saturn and Pluto conjunction in Capricorn reading. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video, comment, let me know how it resonates. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when I'm back with the Venus and Pisces readings. And thank y'all so much for watching. Okay, Scorpio, I'll see y'all next time. Love y'all. Bye.